And gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, let's talk some boxing. So there are a couple of fights that I haven't really mentioned in my videos at all, so I'm just going to go through some of them, alright? So first of all, we have Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko, which is coming up this year. I think this is a pretty outstanding, very interesting fight, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Vladimir Klitschko is up there in years, and Anthony Joshua, he is young, he is skilled, he's ready. Not as experienced as Klitschko, but he has been in a Klitschko camp. So, as you can see here, so did Deontay Wilder. Now, what's very interesting is that they're already, that is Eddie Hearn, is already talking about Anthony Joshua crossing the seas, coming across the United States of America and facing Deontay Wilder sometime in the future. And that sounds very interesting. The question is, though, are they looking past Vladimir Klitschko? You know what I mean? So I think they just need to keep their focus on Vladimir Klitschko. Well, anyway, it's Anthony Joshua's camp, I guess. Eddie Hearn has got a good relationship with promoters in the United States of America. And definitely in Britain, as Eddie Hearn so correctly said, there's a great enthusiasm about boxing. So in Britain, boxing is doing exceptionally well. And hopefully with the heavyweight division coming to life like it is, you have Luis Ortiz, you got Anthony Joshua, you got Deontay Wilder, you got Tyson Fury, you got a bunch of heavyweights out there now. So with this set of heavyweights out there, the heavyweight division really come to life. Now, Vladimir Klitschko, he is basically, the guy that still relevant to this day. We don't know how much he has in the tank. This young boxer, Anthony Joshua, could really pretty much give him everything he could handle and pretty much end his era. So we'll see what happens with that. It's an intriguing matchup because it explains to us what really is going on with Vladimir Klitschko, if he can really still do some stuff out there, stay relevant. Tyson Fury beat him. Of course, we now know Tyson Fury was using crack cocaine and some other stimulants to get that quickness and speed that he had. I wouldn't be surprised if Amir Khan's doing the same thing, or other quick boxers. So, that's not good to know. But anyway, aside from that, Tyson Fury is still somehow in boxing. They didn't expel him from boxing. How does Tyson Fury do when he's off of crack cocaine? That's the question we need to know. So we'll see. A lot of boxers who are addicted to certain drugs is because they've been using it through their careers to enhance their careers. We all know Pernell Whitaker was using cocaine as well. So is that what some of these elite fighters are doing, using some sort of drug stimulants to enhance their performance? We don't know. I can't say. What I can say is that as far as Tyson Fury goes, I really make null and void his fight against Vladimir Klitschko, because those ridiculous reflexes he had in that fight against Klitschko had to do with the stimulant he was using in his training. So I don't really regard Tyson Fury as a legitimate heavyweight, top heavyweight out there. I just don't. Now, having said that, let's move on to some other fights to look forward to this year. And I definitely, my mouth is watering about this prospect. Artur Beterbiev. I gotta tell you, I'm a big Artur Beterbiev fan. Okay, I think Artur Beterbiev, once he's not using some sort of performance-enhancing drug, that would really make me angry. But Artur Beterbiev, to me, is an all-round boxer. He can fight at mid-range, he can fight on the outside, and he can fight on the inside. I really like this dude. Okay, now I'm hoping he's not using performance-enhancing drugs to up his strength and performance. I'm hoping that's not the case. But in terms of as a boxer and what he is doing in the sport of boxing, I'm really, really feeling him. I'm really enjoying what he's doing. He will be going up against Sullivan Barrera, and I like Sullivan Barrera as well. I mean, the only guy to really comprehensively beat Barrera, and it makes sense, is, of course, Andre Ward. And you remember, Andre Ward is in a whole other level of boxing. Clearly, after his win over Sergey Kovalev, we know this now. But I'm still thinking that Artur Beterbiev gives Andre Ward a lot of problems when he gets a little bit more experience. Because I'm telling you, Beterbiev is all-round boxer. You know, he's got all-round skill. Now, in terms of his quickness, he's not really the most quick boxer out there. That's what I'm going to tell you. But he's got good timing. Reminds me a little bit of Costa Tszyu. Reminds me a little bit of Sergey Kovalev, kind of. He's really all-round boxer, though. But he's got some serious power in his punches, right? He has some serious pop. So I'm not quite sure how good he is. He reminds me of kind of like a Lucas Matisse, you know, but at a higher weight class. Can box a bit. So we'll see what goes on with this fight. Sullivan Barrera versus Artur Beterbiev. That will be a very, very interesting bout, in which it will tell us something about either boxer, because Barrera is no joke and Beterbiev is no joke. So I'm very, very interested in seeing Cuba versus Russia. I'm really, really highly interested in that fight. That is a good matchup. Now, the other two matchups we're going to talk about, they're not really good matchups, but the thing that's good about them is their known names. So we're talking about Miga Cotto versus James Kirkland. Ann Wolf will be training Kirkland, all right? That's the gimmick thrown in there. But we already know that Kirkland's not a dude with a great defense. He's kind of like an Antonio Margarito. He's kind of like a Paul Williams. They throw a lot of punches. They come at you. They can take a lot of punches. But against a top-class fighter, these dudes will get destroyed. Destroyed. Okay? They will get destroyed. Okay? This is not, I keep on telling people, boxing is not a tough man competition. Okay? Against certain kinds of fighters, Kirkland will succeed. Okay? He plowed through certain kinds of fighters. Okay? Against fighters who are all around, have good defense, and can box, Kirkland gets annihilated. I don't care if Ann Wolf is in his corner. I don't care if he can take the punches and keep on coming. It really doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, a guy like Miga Cotto, the level of boxer he is, you're not going to survive it. Okay? And I'm pretty sure Kirkland only knows one way of fighting, which is coming forward, which is a recipe for him getting KO'd again. Okay? So we already know what it is. Cotto's going to come in shape. He's going to be professional. Cotto's got serious punching power. This is not the same Miga Cotto. This is Miga Cotto that's putting down middleweights professionally in professional fights. So Miga Cotto, I mean, this is not. It's going to be fun though to watch. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be an action-packed fight. Kirkland's going to bring it. He's going to bring it. So while I'm highly enthused to see this fight because of the action in it, we know it's not going to fail us when it comes to action. It is just what it is. It's a mismatch fight. Okay? Would I tune in on pay-per-view to watch a fight like that? I actually would, because I know this sounds crazy, but just because I know it's going to be action-packed. And people always talk about, you know, the gimmick that Ann Wolf, once she's in Kirkland's corner, he's going to be so well conditioned, he's going to just bring the fight to Cotto straight through for 12 rounds. I have no doubt he will bring the fight to Cotto for about 8 of those 12 rounds. I don't care how ridiculously conditioned Kirkland is. I don't care. This is one time where he's going to get knocked the hell out if he tries to come at Cotto without any defense and just keep on throwing punches. He will, not maybe, he will get knocked out. Kirkland will need some kind of defense besides his face and his body. And we know Cotto is not a dude that just goes to the head. He will go to the body. He will slow Kirkland down. Okay? I don't care what kind of training Ann Wolf puts Kirkland through. He's going to get stopped. Okay? So, and Cotto, can box. So when Cotto thinks that Kirkland is coming at him too much, he's going to box him. Okay? When Kirkland tries to bring the pressure too much, he's going to box him. And then he's going to switch up from boxing him to beating the crap out of him. So he's going to beat him up, then he's going to box him. Then he's going to beat him up, then he's going to box him. Then he's going to beat him up, then he's going to box him. And Cotto can do that for 12 rounds. Because Cotto is going to be so well conditioned, he's going to be able to go 12 rounds with James Kirkland. And I don't care what kind of conditioning Kirkland comes at Cotto with. You know, this is going to be like Marcus Maidana versus Floyd Mayweather. Except, you know, the only time people have ever beaten Miguel Cotto, the only time, is when Cotto either was drained or Cotto was or they cheated on him. Like Antonio Margarito cheated on Cotto. Okay? Cotto is not going, nobody else has ever stopped Miguel Cotto. Let's just put it that way. Okay? Now, as much as I said all of this, I'm looking forward to Ann Wolfe putting Kirkland through hell, because she's going to put him through, she's probably putting him through hell right now as we speak. She's going to put him through hell to make sure he's well conditioned so he can go those 12 rounds. Because he's going to need one hell of a conditioning to face a guy like Cotto. Cotto hits hard, and he also places his punches well. Okay? And Kirkland couldn't survive 3 rounds with Canelo. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care what. I'm saying it again. I don't care what Ann Wolfe does to James Kirkland. She is not going to get Kirkland in the shape he needs to face Miguel Cotto unless James Kirkland has some kind of defense. He's going to need defense. Pure aggression and tough man skills with his southpaw style to get to Cotto is not going to work. Okay? Cotto knows how to pivot. He knows how to use angles. He knows how to box you. So, Cotto's going to mix it up this time. He doesn't have a problem being on the back foot. This is not going to be an Antonio Margarito fight. I'm telling you now. Alright? Antonio Margarito was able to succeed against Cotto mainly because Margarito had bricks in his hand. Okay? Mainly because of that. We saw in the second fight with Margarito how badly he got beaten up. Cotto messed up his eye. That's how bad he was beaten up. Okay? And Margarito would not, under normal circumstances, beat a Miguel Cotto. And Kirkland is not going to beat Miguel Cotto with just sheer aggression trying to crowd him. Because Cotto knows how to use that to his advantage. Okay? He's got way too many tools to just let you crowd him and just take punches from you. He's not going to do that. Okay? So, and I'm going to say this. In this particular era, Miguel Cotto is the 3rd greatest boxer. In the Mayweather era, he's the 3rd greatest boxer of that era. Okay? It's Mayweather, Pacquiao, and then Cotto. That's how it goes. Okay? Austin Trout was a beneficiary of beating Miguel Cotto. I'm sure if Cotto could rematch Austin Trout, which he should do if he wants to, he would find himself in a much better position against Austin Trout. Okay? Let's just leave it at that. Right? Because he gave Floyd a really, really tough fight. He didn't give Austin Trout as tough a fight as he did Floyd, but I'm thinking he came off the Floyd loss and that mentality was still in him when he faced Austin Trout. But I'm pretty sure if he was to fight Austin Trout again, and this Austin Trout's even better, I would love to see that because I know it would be a wonderful fight. That's a fight I would love to see Cotto take again. He may not get the Mayweather fight again, even though I would love to see Cotto versus Mayweather 2. That would be my dream match. Okay, because I don't think there's anybody else who can bring the fight to Floyd in an effective way other than Miguel Cotto, right? But Cotto versus Austin Trout, I would love to see that fight again. I would love to see it again. I think that Miguel Cotto is that kind of dude. But this fight is a mismatch fight. And as much as it is a mismatch fight, it's going to be intriguing. I'm telling you, it's going to be intriguing because I'm pretty sure Kirkland's going to bring pressure like you guys never seen before. He's gonna bring it. He brought it against Canelo. He gonna really bring it against Cotto. Okay. But I see Cotto handling that easy. Now, in terms of the other guys, the guys I'm talking about on the undercard, Lemieux versus Stevens, Curtis Stevens. That's an interesting match as well. Lemieux he's not a great boxer. Neither is Curtis Stevens. Neither of them are great boxers. But they both have power, and they're both going to throw punches. So it's going to be an exciting fight just for that reason alone. And who knows? You might just get a knockout. So I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. Lemieux is tough as hell, man. I saw him against Triple G. He took some serious punches, and he never went down. He went down once, but he didn't go down. The fight was stopped because, he was looking at the ref, and he was still fighting. You know what I'm saying? He's tough. He's a tough dude. I'll give him that. So, I would love to see that. Curtis Stevens is tough, but he's not super duper duper tough. But nonetheless, I want to see that matchup. I would love to see that matchup. Again, if this is HBO doing this, HBO is doing a hell of a job, because this would be something. The card is an action-packed card. If casuals want to see some action, if you want to see action fights, Endom just recently knocked out a dude as well to win some minor title of some kind. Endom's also another interesting fighter. So you got Endom out there, you got Lemieux, you got Stevens, you got Cotto versus Kirkland. Those are good fights. They're not great fights, They're not, fights that you can't telecast in the United States, like Pacquiao versus Horn. But, it is what it is, okay? Now, in terms of GGG versus Daniel Jacobs, that's a good-ass fight. That's a really good fight. How do I call it? I still favor Gennady Golovkin. I favor Gennady Golovkin because Gennady Golovkin has a pedigree that people are underestimating. Okay? Now, this is the second time I'm going against Danny Jacobs, and I'm sorry, Danny. I know I love Danny Jacobs to death. He definitely beat the brakes off of my boy, Kid Chocolate, Peter Quillen. I still like my Peter Quillen. Peter Quillen, to me, is still the biggest threat to GGG. But Daniel Jacobs is I've seen him, and I've seen how he's been doing things. And dude be carrying his power late into the fights now. When I looked at his rematch against Sergio Mora, yeah, this dude's carrying his power late into the fight. So, man, Danny Jacobs gonna be mad that I'm picking against him. I'm picking GGG to win. I don't see GGG really knocking out Danny Jacobs, but I think that GGG's got some skill. He's got some skill, and just that you haven't seen all of his boxing skill. I watched him in the amateurs. I also watched him early on in his career. Gennady Golovkin's got some skills, so I could see him using his jab and trying to outbox Danny Jacobs. Okay. Now, Danny Jacobs, to his credit, I think he can deal with GGG's power. I don't think Danny Jacobs is going to get knocked out by GGG at all. I think it's going to be live throughout the fight. Now, the question is, can he dictate to Gennady Golovkin? See, I haven't seen him dictate, right? He got Peter Quillen out of there really quick. So we didn't really see what Danny Jacobs could do against a boxer who really had good boxing skill. And Quillen's got good boxing skill. So, if Danny Jacobs can find a way to dictate to Gennady Golovkin, then I seriously think he'll win the fight. But I don't think he can. I don't think he can dictate to Gennady Golovkin. I see him counterpunching Gennady Golovkin. I see him working the body and working the head. I see him sticking and moving at times. I see him coming in and backing GGG up. He'll do all those things. Okay? If Gennady Golovkin don't get him out of there quick. I see him doing all those things. But I don't see him really dictating. And to dictate to Gennady Golovkin, you're going to have to get on the inside of him. And you got to be able to do inside work. And I've never seen Danny Jacobs fight anybody on the inside. I don't see. He has an outside game. Great outside game. But I don't see him with an inside game. So you got to have an inside game to beat Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin is the the perfect, the classical mid-range fighter. You've got to get inside of his range or fight him on the outside of his range. But Gennady Golovkin is so good, he can back you up and get you to the appropriate distance that he wants. And therefore, Gennady Golovkin can dictate what and how you engage with him. And he can do it rather quickly. He sizes you up. You'll be watching your style for a couple rounds, maybe 1 or 2 rounds. And then once he can slide in on you, you test it out to see if he can slide in first. Once he can slide in on you, it's over. Okay? So, I'm just saying, if you're going to fight Gennady Golovkin and you think he's just this one-track, one-fisted kind of guy, remember, Gennady Golovkin sometimes he shifts stance on you, come in. Sometimes he would lay back a little bit and let you come to him. So, it's, Gennady Golovkin's style is not just about power. He's got technique. He's got skill. Don't get it twisted. He's got a really good jab. Why I said Canelo can beat Gennady Golovkin, as did, I thought Kell Brook had a good chance of beating him as well, is because both fighters can fight mid-range to inside. Canelo can fight, and Canelo's thing is mid-range. So Gennady Golovkin's mid-range, so is Canelo. And that really makes for a very good fight. And Canelo can also fight you on the inside, and he can also fight you a little bit on the outside. Okay? So, at the end of the day, Canelo versus Gennady Golovkin is a very intriguing fight in which I got Canelo winning. Because of what Canelo can do. Gennady Golovkin's not gonna hit Canelo easily. Alright? I can't say that for Danny Jacobs yet. I can't really say, because most of his fights, we didn't see how elusive he was defensively. So, all of these things I put into consideration. I think Jacobs is going to be able to handle Golovkin's power, and even when he tries to place certain punches, he's going to be able to offset it. I think he's going to be able to sort of keep Golovkin more on the outside of his mid-range than on the inside, or slide to the inside if he needs to and clinch him up, lock him up. But he has to watch out for Golovkin landing some shots to his hip on the inside, because Golovkin hits you on your hip, and he hits you certain places which kind of immobilize you. So it's not that Golovkin has tremendous powers, as some of these guys say. It's just placement of his punches that really make a difference. So what I'm saying is that, and Golovkin uses his knuckles, like he'll punch you with his knuckles, literally trying to work that knuckle punch in there when he's looping it in. So he's really looking for a certain type of effect. And it's just wonderful what he does, but at the end of the day, there are things that Golovkin just does not do. He just does not do. And he's so damn slow with it. He's not a very fast guy, but he's got good timing. Okay? So if Danny Jacobs can make him miss and then make him pay for missing, Danny Jacobs has a damn fine chance of beating him. Okay? Because then he can start dictating. Because Golovkin might be in range, but still he's getting, Jacobs is always off first. Let's put it that way. And out of the way. So if Jacobs can do that, he's going to have a very good chance against Golovkin to beat him. I don't think he will be able to do that consistently enough. But if he does come up with a really good game plan against Golovkin, I'm going to give him mad props. So the Miracle Man got to prove me wrong with another miracle, okay? So that's what I think about Golovkin versus Danny Jacobs. Now, on to the other fight. Now, people were talking about, the matchups, because it is of Leo Santa Cruz versus Carl Frampton. And I'm telling you now, Carl Frampton is going to beat Leo Santa Cruz much more easily than he did the first fight. But it's still going to be exciting and it's going to be action. But it's going to be even a worse beating that Leo Santa Cruz will get than in the first fight. Okay? Want to shout out to Guillermo Rigondeaux once more. Guillermo Rigondeaux, one of those top guys, needs to fight Guillermo Rigondeaux. They need to stop being pussies and get out there and fight him. The other fighter I want to talk about is Mickey Bey. Mickey Bey just recently fought I'm forgetting his name now. It begins with R. I forgot what his name is. But he recently fought that dude. Lost by a split decision, but still it was good a fight. Knocked down the guy too. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of Mickey Bay also out there. So I decided to just cover some of the fight events, the boxing events that's going to take place this year. I know I did another video on that before as well for the month of January. It's very exciting, the world of boxing. A lot of people are really looking at boxing now and tuning in spite of what the so-called mass media is saying about boxing dying and all of that. A lot of people are actually coming to boxing and respecting, especially when people in MMA are actually succumbing to guys who have some kind of boxing background. If you think about it, the guy that's Conor McGregor is more using a boxing style than he is using a ground game style. And again, it just shows that boxing is still something that is relevant even in MMA. So those people who are saying, "Oh, boxing is dying, MMA is picking up," listen, man, stop with the anxiety, the panic attacks. Okay, boxing is fine and it'll do well. And the fact that PBC is on, you got also Matchroom Boxing from England, and you're gonna have all these other promoters and networks working together now. It's really just orders for the sport being even better. The only thing boxing doesn't have right now that MMA has right now, because MMA can do it much easier, because to pop up a new superstar in MMA, since it's such a young sport, is easier than in boxing, where you're looking to really get some serious dollars turnover here, and you're also looking at someone who would rise up. And in boxing, superstars like that, they come once every 14, 15 years, sometimes every decade. So it's still, boxing's still looking for that great big superstar. It looks like Canelo has the lead over everybody else right now, but we'll see what happens in the end. So looking forward to that. HBO is pushing Gennady Golovkin as their superstar right now, and I'm not mad at them. Okay, it's just that Gennady Golovkin, for him to really, really bring that echelon up, either he unifies all his belts or he fights somebody of note. So he's fighting somebody of note, Daniel Jacobs. So hopefully, Daniel Jacobs will open the floodgates for him to face other high caliber competition. Because once the money start rolling in for Golovkin, everybody from all the underneath the cabinets and the kitchen sink is going to go on to fight him. So we're looking forward to that. Until then, he's still kind of looking for competition, and that's, I think, the important thing for him. Now, in terms of Canelo Alvarez, he's already got the competition under his belt, so he's kind of in the driver's seat somewhat. He's still not really making those huge pay-per-view numbers because he needs dance partners. So we'll see what happens with Canelo in respect to that. Hopefully he faces Golovkin sometime in the future. Oscar De La Hoya said, "Oh, for sure he's going to face Golovkin in 2017. Yeah, right. Until we see a signed contract, Oscar, we're not buying that, okay? Sign a contract. Let's see that the fight's actually happening. And then your word don't mean nothing, okay? So, on that note, I hope you guys really enjoyed my video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment on my videos. I see my videos getting more popularity over time. Some of my videos are just blowing up. One of my videos on Manny Pacquiao, it's got like 8,000 views and a whole bunch of likes, and that's awesome. Like I said, I'm really looking at this boxing commentary, YouTube and stuff as a business. So let's put it this way. This is how it really works, right? I get views, or I send you to a sponsor of mine, whoever they may be, that I'm promoting, and what happens is I make money in the process of sending you there. So that's how I'm running my business. It's not something where you have to donate anything or sponsor me. If you want to sponsor me, you can just message me and you can sponsor me some money if that's what you want to do. But pretty much, I'm not even looking to you for any money or funds. I'm just a promoter. So every time you guys actually hit my videos and or go to a certain website that I may send you to, I will make money in the process. That's how my channel will work. And for those of you who really are enjoying my videos and so on, leave some comments so I can get some positive feedback to know how you guys are going. You know what you need, be bringing it as you need it. You know, so that's what I'm all about, and that's why I make these videos. I'm not making these videos because I like blood and gore. In fact, that's not the favorite part of boxing for me. Some people like that. That's not what I like about boxing. I like the strategies that are employed in a fight. And for me, it echoes life, what you can do when adversity is faced before you. That's what I really admire about the boxers. And these guys, instead of being in gangs or killing people or stuff, they decided to face each other as men on an even playing field and basically duke it out. And whoever wins, you know, okay, whoever's hands is raised at the end of the day, you know, they acknowledge that and they move on. I think it's an awesome way in some respects to resolve disputes as men or as women, even though mostly as men. But, you know, women are involved in the sport as well, and they're damn good at it too. So that's what I got to say about boxing. Now, boxing is kind of dangerous because these guys are so trained to hurt one another that you have to wear gloves and stuff. Otherwise, you know, without gloves, if I was, you know, if a guy was like a boxer was to punch another guy, he could actually break the guy's jaw because it's bone against bone, you know what I mean? So the gloves kind of provide a padding to protect not only the hands, but also to protect the opponent, because it's really about knocking someone out. That's the purpose of boxing. The ultimate thing is to knock out the adversity in front of you. It's not necessarily a person, you know, it's targets and stuff like that. But you know, sometimes, you know, and that's why you have to go into boxing more with a cool head and a determined will, not necessarily going to unleash anger, because you're going to unleash anger. When you're angry, you don't think as straight as you need to. You need to think fast, quick, straight, you know. And all that you've practiced, all that you've put into, you know, all that hard work, it comes out in the ring. And so, yeah, so that's boxing for you. I don't, like I said, I'm a Christian, so I don't really like barbaric things. I don't really like things that are destructive per se. I try to look for the positive things in some things. Like, I don't know if you guys ever watched the documentary on Muhammad Ali, where Muhammad Ali is saying, you know, boxing is a kind of savage sport where other people sit down and admire other people trying to bash each other's brains in. And Muhammad Ali said, you know, I didn't like that. So if I know that a dude, you know, is getting beat up by me and he's senseless and he can't, you know, he can't defend himself, I'm not going to just hit him while he's defenseless, you know. Muhammad Ali talked about all that stuff. Muhammad Ali was such an amazing person, man. Just a person. His personality just so big. That's what I like about Muhammad Ali. He was such a big-hearted, really kind, really nice person. You know, he could be very mean, you know, in terms of promoting fights, but in terms of a person, he really had a heart of gold. So I really think he's the greatest boxer to ever put on a pair of gloves. And again, not just because of what he did in the ring, but more so what he did outside of the ring that made him so great. I think that's my opinion. So having said that, you guys have a great one.